Who deserves to win the 2025 Ballon d'Or? This is a tough question. With the 2025 Ballon d'Or in just a few weeks, there are quite a bit of players who could potentially take the big award home, and I'm not going to lie, this is a close one. To sum it up, it's pretty much Messi versus Ronaldo in a way. Messi fans obviously want a Barcelona player such as Rafinha or Lamine Yamal to win it, while Ronaldo fans want either a Portuguese player or Dembele to win it. To be fair though, everything nowadays can be broken down into Messi versus Ronaldo. Anyways, let's do a deep dive into who really deserves it. Honorable mentions. I have 3 honorable mentions. These 3 make a good case, but I think their chances of actually winning the award are very, very slim. First up is Mo Salah. Mo Salah had a crazy good year, finishing with 34 goals and 23 assists in 52 matches in all competitions. Liverpool totally dominated. They won the Premier League title. Salah won the Golden Boot, the Playmaker Award, and also broke the PL record for most goal contributions in a season. And because of all that, he was named the Football Writers Association Footballer of the Year and the Premier League Player of the Season. However, what hurt his argument for me was the poor end to his season. Salah absolutely ghosted in the quarterfinals against PSG, and after that, he pretty much disappeared for the rest of the year too. In his last 9 league competitions, he only registered 2 goals and 1 assist. Granted, you could make the argument that they weren't really trying since they pretty much had the league wrapped up, but either way, it doesn't help his argument. He also disappeared in the League Cup final too, doing pretty much nothing in their loss against Newcastle, and because of all that, he's close, but he misses out. Ballon d'Or is for the whole year, not just part of the year. And who was the man responsible for Mo Salah's disappearance in the quarterfinals that ruined the rest of his year? Yes, Nuno Mendes, key player in PSG winning Ligue 1, the Coupe de France, Trophée des Champions, Champions League, and was also man of the match during Portugal's Nations League final win. PSG also dominated the Club World Cup up until their embarrassing loss against Chelsea in the final. Nuno Mendes has a strong argument, however. To be completely realistic, a defender isn't going to win this award. It just doesn't happen, unfortunately. I also believe that Mendes was not the best player on his team during these competitions, and so because of that, he's just an honorable mention for me. The last honorable mention is Vitinha. He's up here for the same reasons as Nuno Mendes. But just like Nuno Mendes, I don't think he was the best player on his team for any of these competitions. And out of the rest of the Ballon d'Or shortlist nominees, I don't think anyone else comes close. Okay, so the 3 front runners, in my opinion, are Ousmane Dembele, Rafinha, and Lamine Yamal. To make things easier, I'm going to rank all 3 players based on the following criteria: stats, individual success, and team success. First up is stats. Ousmane Dembele finished the season with 37 goals, 16 assists for a total of 53 goal contributions in 60 matches across all competitions. Rafinha finished with 34 goals and 25 assists for a total of 59 goal contributions in 57 matches across all competitions. It's also important to note that he was also the Champions League top scorer and top assist provider too. Lamine Yamal finished the season with 21 goals and 26 assists for a total of 47 goal contributions in 62 matches across all competitions. Very impressive for the 17-year-old. Based on this, Rafinha sits at the top, averaging 1.03 goal contributions per match, with Dembele at second averaging 0.88 goal contributions per match, and Lamine Yamal in last averaging 0.76 goal contributions per match. Rafinha gets a gold star next to his as well, considering he was the UCL top scorer and assist provider as mentioned earlier, meaning he had some more meaningful and impactful goal contributions. Adding to these stats, Rafinha averaged 2.9 chances created per match, Lamine Yamal averaged 2.0 chances created per match, and Dembele averaged 2.1 chances created per match. Obviously, there are a lot more stats we could go over, so why don't we take a brief overview of some of their advanced stats over the last year. Here I have all 3 players side by side to compare. Looking at the advanced stats for scoring, the thing that pops out the most is how incredible Dembele and Rafinha were last season at attacking. Every single one of their numbers puts them in the 90-plus percentile when compared to other players in that position, with many of them being in the 99th percentile. Lamine Yamal also has incredible stats. I don't want to downplay them, but for this argument, simply put, they are not as high as the other 2. When it comes to advanced playmaking and ball progression stats, the 2 that stick out the most are Dembele and Lamine Yamal. Both players rank very high in many different categories. Surprisingly, Rafinha appears to be a lot more inferior to the 2. If we take an even deeper dive into playmaking stats, though, we can see that Rafinha generally does very well, such as key passes, for example, where he places in the 96th percentile. Lamine Yamal also shows very good playmaking stats, with his highest being passes into the penalty area, placing him in the 98th percentile. And lastly, looking at Dembele, this one is very interesting. Other than crossing the ball into the penalty area, which he does very little of, Dembele appears to be the superior playmaker with every single statistic ranking in the 90-plus percentile ranges. We could definitely break down stats even more, but for the sake of this video, I'll stop here. So after looking at all this information, it's very difficult to decide who is the best. Based on simple numbers, you could argue that Rafinha is the best because he has the most goals and the most assists. However, when you break it down, Dembele is pretty much equal with him when it comes to attacking, while also being the vastly superior playmaker, despite having less assists. Lamine Yamal looks really good too, with him being vastly superior to almost everyone else at his position. However, there really isn't anything that gives him the edge over the other two. So at the end of the day, I'm going to have to give the W to Dembele because he is arguably the better attacker and the better playmaker. Next up is individual success. Dembele finished the season as League One Player of the Year and also the Champions League Player of the Year. This last one is a little controversial, as a lot of people think Rafinha should have won it, considering he was the UCL top scorer and top assist provider. But hey, he didn't win the tournament. Rafinha did finish the season as La Liga Player of the Season, though. As for Lamine Yamal, he finished as the La Liga U23 Player of the Season, which, to be perfectly honest, shouldn't even count. It sounds made up because it literally is made up. The award didn't even exist 2 years ago and was pretty much created to make Lamine Yamal look better. And since it's U23, he's going to win the next 5 years too. So if you want to count that one, that's up to you. Either way, it doesn't hold as much weight as the other individual awards won. Anyways, I think Dembele wins this round with Rafinha in close second and Lamine Yamal last. All right, now let's take a look at the last category to see who most deserves the Ballon d'Or. Team success. Rafinha and Lamine Yamal are almost identical, with both winning La Liga, the Copa del Rey, and the Supercopa de España. I'm going to give Yamal the slight edge here, though, since he also helped Spain reach the Nations League final. And yes, the Nations League final counts. I know all of you Barcelona/Messi fans are arguing that it was a glorified friendly tournament, but we all know you weren't saying that before the final, and we all know that you wouldn't be saying that if Spain won. Regardless, reaching the final is beneficial to Lamine Yamal's argument here. As for Dembele, he helped PSG win League One, the Coupe de France, the Trophée des Champions, and the biggest one, the Champions League. He also almost won the Club World Cup too, as they were embarrassing big clubs left and right up until their choke fest against Chelsea in the final. And even though Lamine Yamal and Spain knocked him out of the Nations League, he still helped France finish third, and I think that all the other trophies make up for it. So when it comes to team success, Dembele takes the cake, with Lamine Yamal finishing in second and Rafinha third. Well, after looking at these three players, I'm going to place my bets on Ousmane Dembele to win the Ballon d'Or. After strong analysis, I'd say he takes the cake for all three categories: stats, individual success, and team success. Obviously, there is so much more in-depth analysis that we can go over and look at, but at the end of the day, it's hard to build a case over Dembele. For me, Rafinha finishes in second and Lamine Yamal finishes in third, but I guess we'll find out for sure next month. Anyways, that's it for this video. If you disagree with my picks, please drop a comment below and tell me why. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button for more videos like this. Peace.